When I was about 7 or 8 years old, or even younger, possibly, my PE classes at school involved going to the local swimming pool, and that's where we learnt how to swim.
uh, Around the time I was about 10 years old, I think, I asked my mum, I said, Mum, is Santa real? And she said to me, I'll let you decide. And I think that was confirmation of my suspicions that maybe Santa wasn't real after all, and maybe it was my mum and dad who were coming down to put presents in the living room on the night of Christmas Eve in preparation for Christmas Day.
I was in my 40s, and suddenly the whole world opened up, and I could contact everyone, everyone could contact me at any time. I mean, it was a life changer, but not good all the time.
When I was 15 exactly, when I entered secondary school, my secondary school, and it wasn't very close to my house, so I used to take a bus to get to my school.
When I was about 15, my parents finally stopped asking me to be home before dark. Well, most of the time. My friends and I used to meet up at this mall where we would spend hours doing absolutely nothing. But it felt like we were on the top of the world.
At about 3 years old, because my parents worked quite a lot, so I believe I was pretty young. It was a nursery school run by nuns, and one of my first memories is being sitting around the dining table, not being allowed to get up, because one of us threw food under the table, and they didn't know who it was. So that was their their system, I guess. It's actually a really good, fun memory.
As I recall, when I was 19, I got my first job as a waitress, and I believe that was the first time I've ever got paid. The amount of money was almost $100, and for me at that point of time was a great amount of money because I can spend that on my tuition fee. Making money in Vietnam isn't not an easy thing to do, especially for a 19-year-old. But I managed to receive the payment to do my job well, and I continued to maintain that job for about a year before I switched to teaching. So it was a really good experience, and it was a memorable experience for me to receive my first paycheck at 19.